So it's coincidence, and it's, I guess, good news for us that the tank was green because I actually was doing a water change. I'm trying to zoom in on one. There it is right there. You can see that. This right here, this little white worm is called gill fluke. So we're in the fish room today, and I realized when I came down to do my daily water change that, as you can see, we've got some green water. Now, looking at my other tanks, you can see how clear they are, very clear. You can see all the fish. They're very clear. We can see all the fish. However, with this tank here, and this is where our golden Dorado, our red belly Pacu is, it is very, very green. Now, what that is that's actually a unicellular algae that's growing in there. The reason for that is because there's a window right there, so we're gonna have a little bit of sunlight, but then also it could be in part because of these bright UV lights on there. So what I'm doing today is I've already done my 20% water change. You can see the water is a little low right there. I've got my new water I'm about to put in right here. And then what I also have already done is I've changed out my filters, and I've added some filter floss on both sides of these. Now, what that's gonna do is that's gonna catch a bunch of the particulates that are gonna be too small for the water change to get. And then I'm also going to be adding some of the it's called water lettuce. I'm going to show you. I've got some new plants that I put in the pond out in the garage. So after I dump this water in, let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. Let's get this set up right here. Alright, now it's going to be important for me to say that this green water is not bad at all for these fish. If it was, I would add some of, there's actually a chemical out there. I'll show it to you right here. And that would be a good thing to put in, but I like to try to do stuff a little more natural. That's why I'm doing the water change, the filter floss, and some of this water lettuce. Alright, so coming out to the pool pond, as you can see, we've made a few changes. We've got the net on here, but we've also added some nice water plants. And what this is gonna do, this is gonna help pull a bunch of those nutrients, the bad stuff out of the water, not nutrients, and it's gonna add nutrients in. But if I could find some of this water lettuce, let's see here, here's perfect right here. We've got some of this small water lettuce right here. And this is actually called pistia. You see the roots growing down right like that. This is gonna be the perfect size for me to put in there. Pistia or water lettuce, it's great. Now I've got a whole bunch of it growing right over here. And what's good is as this grows, you actually break them off and they just keep reproducing. It's kind of like duckweed, it's gonna get everywhere. While we're here, we'll just kind of check in on the fish a little bit. Got the arapaima, the tiger cat. Over here we've got the new purchase from last week, the red tail tiger hybrid. We've got the alligator gar. And then the red tail, his favorite place that he likes to hide. You can see that dark shadow up under there. That's where he's gonna hide. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and put some of this water lettuce or this pistia in that 55-gallon downstairs. And in about 2 or 3 days, I'm gonna pick up the camera and show you how clear that's gotten.
So this video isn't what we intended it to be. It's turning into a rescue mission because when my dad was doing the water change, we noticed this white worm in the tank, and it turns out that it is a parasitic worm, and if not treated, it will eventually do damage to the fish and it could kill them. And so what we're gonna have to do is get some anti-worm medicine and put it in this tank to help get rid of those worms.
Right, so it's coincidence, and it's, I guess, good news for us that the tank was green because I actually was doing a water change. I'm trying to zoom in on one. There it is right there. You can see that. This right here, this little white worm is called gill fluke. So they are small, 0.1 to 0.3 centimeters. They are microscopic, very, very hard to see. However, zooming in on these with the GoPro, you can actually see these. And what they'll do is they'll actually get lodged in the gills of the fish. It'll create a bunch of mucus on the fish. It'll be very hard for them to breathe, and eventually it could lead to their death. So very bad if left untreated. However, all we need to do is, as he was saying, we'll go get some anti-worm medicine. I'll show you that name brand once we get that. So I'll see you in just a little bit. All right, so we are back in the fish room right now. Ran to the store, got some of this general cure, and this is exactly what we need. It says it is for gill and skin flukes. It's always very important. You read the directions, always up there. Most of the time, you do need to take that activated carbon out. And I went ahead and I took those out. Now I still have the filter floss in there, but as you can see, I've taken the carbon out. Most of the medicine you give for fish, you do need to do that. So what we're doing right now, Bryson's cutting them. We need to dump 5 of these in there because each one is for 10 gallons. You need to make sure it's just like regular medicine for a human. You need to start a dose, you need to take the entire dose. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna dump all 5 of these in there. We are going to wait. We'll do a 25% water change, and then in 2 days we will repeat this process, and then all of these little parasitic worms will be gone. Now, as I said, the purpose of this video is actually to check that water quality. So what we'll do is we'll actually take a look at this water quality, and I'll kind of get it day by day. So you can see right here, you can barely see that log in there right now. You can see the fish, but only because he's up close. So what I'll do each day for the next maybe 5 days, I'm gonna take a picture just right here, see how close we can get to that wood, and we'll see how long it actually takes to clear up without using the medicine. Now, you can see Bryson's dumping in that medicine right there, that API General Cure. That's gonna get dissolved in real nicely. And then, like I said, 2-3 days from now, all of these little parasitic worms will be gone. So stay tuned.
So this morning when we came down to the fish room, we noticed that the tank had cleared up a lot, not all that algae's in there. And the other thing we noticed is none of that gill fluke or parasitic worms were still in the tank, and that is good. But if this happens to your tank, you are going to still want to continue the dosage so that they can't come back and harm your fish. And make sure you tune into that next video, because my dad just told me that tomorrow he's going to be picking up some fish. I don't know what it is, so tune into that next video to find out. See ya!